Welcome to First Issue Fridays. I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content, you like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. This is the video series where I cover all the newest issue 1 comic books getting ready to hit store shelves. These books are being released on November 19th, 2025. Now, if you guys want to see my top 10 most anticipated comics for November 19th, you're going to have to wait till Sunday as I discuss those comics. Also, if you want to check out another similar series like this one, check out Friday First. My co-host Brant Fowler from Only Good Comics does his version of this series on Fridays as well. It's really entertaining. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, so here we go. There's a couple books here that I felt like I've talked about already, so I'm probably going to pass on those. And a lot of them always tends to go the dynamite, but let's check this out here. There's only 10 in general, so this is going to be a pretty quick video, I think. So the first one we got is Beacome, Bill, and the Guns of Oz. This is issue 1. It says, from the mind of J. Hammond, Pecos Bill and the Guns of Oz slingshots the legendary cowboy straight into a twisted magical version of Oz. You know the story. He's lassoed a tornado and vanished. But what happened next? From the gunslinging witches to outlaw flying monkeys, and the warped western turns Oz into a wild new frontier where tall tales meet fairy tales with a 6-shooter in his hands. You know what? Sounds pretty cool. I guess if you're like a Wizard of Oz fan, this might be something that you might want to check out, right? So here are your covers for that. So there you have it. That's a cool little Donkey Kong homage there. So let's see what else that we can talk about here. I felt like we talked about this too. So we got Josie and the Pussycats Annual Spectacular. This is issue 1. So we'll just showcase this a little bit, just a reminder. So here you go. You got Josie and the Pussycats. Pretty cool. I mean, if you're a fan of these characters, I think you might like this series. I do like that cover, though. The Josios. That's cool. Okay, so now we move on, and then we do have Ferocious. This is issue 1. So this one is done by Mad Cave Studios, and here is the description. A tavern boy's sheltered life is overturned by the arrival of a towering dragonic woman. A wayward soldier from a distant war who single-handedly lays waste to his entire village. He swears on the oath of righteous vengeance, but in order to fulfill it, he'll have to seek training from the warrior woman herself. So it's an epic fantasy type of style of book. I've said it before, Mad Cave has done some interesting stuff when it comes to their comic books. So yeah, it could be fun. And again, it's 32 pages, $5 for this book. All right, so let's continue forward here. So next we have a book I'm pretty sure I discussed last week, but these books always seem to be delayed these days when it comes to a lot of Dynamite stuff. This is Vampirella Heliday 2025 Special Issue 1. So if you love the character, right, I'm not going to go too much into it. I think you might love this holiday special. It's a 32-page comic for $5. You do have 9 covers to choose from with the gorgeous Vampirella character on there, right? So again, if this is something that interests you, or you like to collect gorgeous girl covers, right, I think this is something that you might want. All right, next we have this book right here. What is this? John L. Carey's The Circus Losing Control, published by Dark Horse. And it's a 40-page comic for $6. It's written by Matt Kent, and the art is done by Abraham. I'm not even going to attempt to say that last name. And there's a lot here that goes into it. So let's read a little bit. Every day, the intelligence agents of the circus are enmeshed into high-stakes, high-wire acts that the average citizen would never notice. They protect Britain's most sensitive secrets, and in a modern Britain, secrets are everything. At the head of it all is control, the all-powerful puppet master who decides who goes where, who does what, and sometimes of necessity, who lives and who dies, but now control has vanished. So, I don't know, to me, it kind of seems like almost like a espionage type of comic book. So yeah, if you guys want to check out that book from Dark Horse, go ahead and check that one out. Then we have this book that seems pretty interesting to me. This is Image Comics' Final Boss. This is issue 1. So here it is. It says, from the dynamic creator and artist Tyler Kirkham, Amazing Spider-Man, Green Lantern, comes a thrilling new action hero, Tommy Brazen, in Final Boss. Get ready for an over-the-top adventure that a high-octane nod to classic action stories trying to forge a new path. Tommy uses his newfound powers for various paid enforcer gigs and street fights, only to uncover a past far more complex than he ever imagined. I'm all over this book. This is probably going to be my sleeper book pick too for top 10 most pulled. Written and drawn by Tyler Kirkham, who is a great artist as well, and David Miller. So definitely looking forward to this. Here's 12 different covers to choose from when it comes to this comic, and it looks great, man. I think that's a Kari Andrews cover. Could be wrong there. That looks nice. That's a Tyler Kirkham Youngblood cover. So we got that. That's pretty cool as it just focuses on the white, red, and black colors. You got your action figure variant. There you have a 1 in 100 Jay Lee foil variant. There's your 1 in 250. All right, that's pretty awesome. That's a 1 in 500. That's a foil variant as well. And then there's your last one right there. So that is really cool. That's going to be probably one of the highlighted books for me for this particular comic book week. All right, now we get into this one right here. Getting into the holidays. You know, if you're not a fan of Vampirella, like I said, now you got this Spider-Man Holiday Spectacular. So there you have it, issue 1 of that. This one is written by Rainbow Royale. I think that's kind of cool. Paco Medina does the art. I think that's a pretty solid creating team here. I think you're going to have some, and it's going to be anthology, I think. Writer here is actually Rainbow Royale. So yeah, you know, listen, if you're a holiday fan and you like these types of books, this is going to be for you. So there you have it. Spider-Man Holiday Spectacular. Cool cover right there. Nice little Spidey action going on that one. So yeah, I'll check it out. Gets me in the mood for holidays, right? All right. Then we have Capes. This is issue 1 from Image, Skybound. This one's done by Robert Kirkman and Mark Englert. They're the ones that put this together. And I guess this was a series that came out long ago, so it was out of print, and it's been in demand. So you're reintroducing this story. So that's kind of cool. It's a remastered comic book. And I'm looking forward to it because if it's been told before, I never read it. So, and it's kind of rare that I have not read any type of Robert Kirkman comic book. So yeah, check out that dude. That guy's awesome. He's like got those like little, you know, balls that you jump in at like Chuck E. Cheese, like those playpens or whatever it is. That's kind of funny. So yeah, man, I'll check this out. We'll see what this series has to offer, right? All right, then we have a Marvel comic here. We got Nova Centurion. This is issue 1, written by Jed McKay. So obviously this is spinning off of Imperial. It's a 32-page comic for the price of $5. Here is your covers for this. So you got 6 to choose from. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Are you picking up this Nova book? I know a lot of us may be jonesing for some Nova comic books, so you might pick this up just to at least check it out, right? All right. And then we do have the big bad boy of the bunch of the week. And listen, I don't know if this is for the stories at hand or is this for cover collectors, because it is an anthology book at the end of the day. You got all kinds of writers on this one, like G. Willow Wilson, Grant Morrison, James Tynion, Joshua Williamson, Marco Tamaki, Scott Snyder, Tom Taylor, and you got your share of artists as well. If I had to take a guess, I would say that this is going to be better than the Marvel one. The talent that is on this book is way higher than the Marvel one. So this one is 64 pages, $8. Let's check out the 24 covers that League of Comic Geeks provides for everybody so you know what you could get. So there you got cover C, which that is really cool. You got this cover D, Mark Brooks. You got that cover E by right here. What is it? I can't read it because it's like covering it up. And then you got a cover F by Amanda Connor. And then there's your cover G. Nick Dragotta does that one. There's your Jenny Frison. That's a cover H, right? Andy Kubert does this one. You got Jay Lee who does that. That's very interesting. And then you have Jim Lee that does this one right here. That's the K cover. This is a cool cover. I really like how dynamic it is, right? So that one is done by, what is it? Alexander, I don't know what the last name is. And then you got this one right here with Lobo and Deadpool. So you got this one. I mean, there is a lot of covers when it comes to this comic book. That is a cool one. Constantine and Doctor Strange, right? And then you got this one with Deadpool and Batman on the blades that time. So you got the Infinite Crisis homage. This is a beautiful one by Zozomaika. Pretty cool. There's your blank. Virgin, right? That's a nice cover there between those two. And there's that. So that is pretty cool. And there are your number ones this week. So what do you guys think? What are you excited about the most out of all these new issue ones? Is it the Batman Deadpool? Is it X-Men? Is it the Spider-Man Holiday Special? I want to know all your comments in the comment section below. And as always, guys, I will leave you more content right here for you to click on. So as always, remember, support the local comic shops, keep buying, keep collecting, but always read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you real soon. Bye.